Welcome back to the channel. Hit that subscribe button and that like button, as today we are going to talk about arguably the worst draft pick in Oilers history. One of them for sure. And that goes back 8 years ago to 2012 when we selected Nail Yakupov as first overall. Now, we're going to go through the whole draft because there are some key names to consider in here. And so we're going to start out in round 6, John Mccann. We drafted him 153rd overall from Cornell of the ECAC, and he never played a single game. Now we went in the 5th round at 123rd overall with Joey LaLeggia. He spent a lot of time down in our farm system, never got a chance to play, and he hasn't played an NHL game since. Now, this is one name I want to bring up. We drafted 4th overall, 93rd overall in that pick, and this guy is arguably one of the best draft picks we had that year, with a Oiler that's actually on the team right now, and that's Eric Gustafson. I wish this would have worked out in Edmonton for him. We drafted him from Djurgården, Sweden. He's played 221 games. He has 119 points, minus 371 penalty minutes. He's a decent guy. Calgary picked him up at the deadline, and this guy is just there. I wish it would have worked out and we wouldn't have got rid of him. Now, 2 picks earlier, in the 3rd round though, 91st overall, the Edmonton Oilers selected Daniel Zarkov from Belleville of the OHL. Never seen any playing time. Now, going back to Gustafson, I said arguably there is another guy here. 3rd round, 63rd overall, left wing from Prince George of the BCHL. We selected Jujhar Khaira. Still with the Oilers today. Hasn't had the best career, 218 games, 52 points, minus 39, 143 penalty minutes. But he didn't start till a few years ago when he really got it going, and it slid off, and that's why I said we should trade Jujhar Khaira. If you haven't watched that video, go look it up. It's on the channel there. Then at 2nd overall, 2nd round, 32nd overall, we selected Mitch Moros from Edmonton Oil Kings of the WHL, and he did not play a game. So that's 6 picks right there, where we had a guy not even play a game. Or 4 out of 6 picks where guys didn't even get a chance to play the game. Now, as you could tell, 1st overall we picked Nail Yakupov. 350 games played. He played a little bit in the NHL. Only 136 points, minus 89, 142 penalty minutes. As a 1st overall pick, that is horrible. That's probably the worst. Now, you go back to that one, and you go, okay, well, Edmonton picked Nail Yakupov. Okay. Who else was in there? Ryan Murray hasn't done so well with Columbus. Not a bad defenseman, though. Alex Galchenyuk's been thrown around there quite a bit recent years. Griffin Reinhart, who knows where he is. He only played 37 NHL games. And, of course, we traded that Matt Barzal pick for him. Now you get to guys like, well, there's Morgan Rielly. How would Morgan Rielly look into this group? Or Hampus Lindholm, Matt Dumba, Jacob Trouba, Philip Forsberg. There were a lot of guys that went in that draft, like Tom Wilson, Thomas Hertl, Andre Vasilevsky. Oli Mata hasn't done so much, but he's up there. Brady Shea was in there. Tanner Pearson was in there. So you go, okay, well, maybe Yakupov wasn't the best option, knowing what we know now. Now you go to the 2nd round. We picked Mitch Moros of the Oil Kings. Never played a game. Well, if you go down, okay, there's Phil D. Giuseppe. There's Pontus Aberg. We had him, not too good. Jake McCabe's a pretty decent player. Then you keep going down. There's Chris Tierney, pretty good player. Okay, so that's second round. Not a lot of good players in there. Then you go to the third round. Okay, we are going to take Jujhar Khaira. You go down the list, kind of just see there's Oscar Sundqvist. He's pretty good. There's Matt Murray. Pretty good. Matt Grzelcyk. He's a pretty decent defenseman over there in Boston. Frederick Anderson. Brendan Lepsick. See where I'm going with this? Our draft that year was not the best at all. Okay, then you go third round, or fourth round, sorry. We pick Eric Gustafson. Okay, pretty decent defender. I have high praise for him. I wish it would have worked out. And honestly, that was probably one of the best picks. But you go down 2, 4, 6 picks at 99 overall in the fourth round. There's a guy named Erik Karlsson. We could have had Erik Karlsson. This is why the scouting needs to be better in Edmonton. Then you go down the line, okay, we could have Erik Karlsson. There's Jacob Slavin in there. Okay, that's pretty good too. So we had a decent defender in Erik Gustafson. There was Josh Anderson, Karlsson, and Slavin. Okay, 3 guys. Then we took Jolie Lelegia in the fifth round. You kind of go look down in here. There's Colin Miller at the end. Other than that, there's Connor Carrick, and that's about it. And then actually, you look at 130th overall, another goalie in Hellebuck. I'm just saying, I'm going to go through this. Then we take John Mccann. And you go looking. There's Matt Benning, which we already have. Francis Bolivar. That's New York. There's Vinny Hizanoza. There's Connor Brown. See where I'm going with this? And then in the fifth or seventh round, we didn't have a pick because Dallas had it. So where I'm going with this is Edmonton, they've had some really good draft picks. As much as I don't care for Taylor Hall, he's still a good player. Yes, he was cancer, but he was a good player. That was the easy first round pick. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins was. Now you go back, not first round picks, or first overall picks. Jordan Eberle was a good take. Darnell Nurse was a good take. Draisaitl was a good take. We're seeing Yamamoto was a good take. But back before those guys, where it was Yakupov, Hall, Nuge, Eberle, we took Sam Gagner. It wasn't the best picking overall. I'm not saying they didn't know these guys back then, but knowing what we know now and knowing what we could have right now, it's heartbreaking. Let me know in the comments what draft year I should do next. Go over it. Let me know. Nail Yakupov was probably one of the biggest busts in our draft years. Let me know in the comments what you think about him. I'll catch you guys on the next one.